the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are, especially my people of the sun, the children of the sun, the gods and goddesses of the sun, where we all pretty much come from and come through. Anywho, all right. So, as usual, I bring you the news to infuse. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than 5D, fifth dimension, and the place to be. And yes, I bring you the news to infuse, really bringing that infusion of the news right now. If you so choose to infuse with the light that's on the light grid, lighting up the grid. And if not, I mean, you got your own choice. You can refuse, but remember, if you refuse, be prepared to be fried on the grid. And some people are definitely getting fried on the grid. We just spoke about it in the meeting last night. Shout out to Diamond. We were talking about it. And it is really a phrase. Like, I'm going to really have to coin that and put it on a t shirt. I'm going to start selling fried on the grid shirts. Y'all going to see it down here somewhere because she was giving us an instance in our group, our last night of our group meeting. And she was saying, I did something. And then all I thought of was you saying fried on the grid. And she was like, well, I guess I just got fried. So, yes, some people are getting fried. And at least be a good sport about it and admit it so that you can make the correction. As soon as you touch that and you realize, ooh, I'm fried on the grid. Look who show up. It's like I'll purchase it. Me. Ooh, me. I'm gonna be wearing it. Fried on the grid. All right. Infused with the light or get fried on the grid. Hi, Nafisa. Look who I was talking about. Just pop right in. Diamond, aka Nafisa. All right. Peace, love, and light. I'm greeting you all in this love and light and warmth. I was in the sun getting my glisten on, and I want to speak to my children of the sun right now because I got some downloads. I was going to talk about something else, but the sun is what's hitting right now. So I want to speak about the sun while I'm out here in the daylight because y'all know I be doing night calls and whatnot, right? So really listen to this one. This is about the solar flares. For those of you who are wondering about the solar flares and things like that, this is going to answer a lot of that right now. I may have to do a separate video of it because not everybody catches the lives, and sometimes it's easier to run across their feed when they watch. I notice most of you watch the actual videos more than the lives, and that's cool. My lives is for the people that's ready to tune in and tune up. We go in to go up, right? I like it. It's intimate. It's nice, small, just the way I like it. And please remember to like, subscribe, share, send your comments. If you don't know what to comment, put some emojis in the comments because it helps to really get the algorithms out to who it needs to reach. It ain't for everybody, but to help all those on the grid that are lighting up on the grid to find some kind of lighthouse. Ashe? So the solar flares, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to give it to you just as I got it when I was literally sitting in the sun catching those solar flares. The solar flares are given light codes. This is something that we all got to understand. So when you see it, oh, solar flares and they're this much, you don't got to understand all of the numbers, okay? You don't got to understand, the GMF codes and, they saying it's a class G1, this, and you don't got to understand all that. All you got to know is that the solar flares are giving information, okay? Solar flares are giving light codes, energy waves, and information. Please remember, all of this is synonymous. Light, energy, information. It's all one thing. All right? It is the trinity of the one. Right? It is a threefold of the one. It's all the same thing. The sun transmits all information from the galactic center. Just know that. Everything comes from, remember I said it before, the sun is our server of our local solar system. It serves us what we need. It's like how Chrome on the computer is the server, our sun is the server. Everything comes from the galactic center through the sun, right? For us, it even comes from beyond the galactic center, but we don't know what's beyond there, right? As far as we get, is we get that nice little Milky Way, or that looks like Newt. Those of you who know what the Newt look like, right? The newtologists out there, the beyond cosmologists turned into newtologists. I see you. Shout out to all my newtologists. I'm one of them. All right. So It comes from all information coming from the galactic center, aka Mama Universe, Father Times, time, space, reality, whatever you want to call it. The solar flares transfers fifth density light into our atmosphere through Metatron's cube and into our planetary light grid through our many conduits of light. It's exactly how it came, it's exactly how I'm giving it to you. All right. So again, the solar flares transfer this five density light, right? It transfers it into our atmosphere because we're getting fifth density light in our atmosphere, right? Through Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube is kind of like a filter for this information. Um, all information. That's why you can, Metatron's cube is kind of like when you think about Jehudi or the Akashic records, or it's like it's all information, right? Um, and it's almost like it filters it the way it helps to transmit, transmute, transfer all information through the many conduits of lights, which we are one of those conduits, right? Hence why we, the 2D and 3D consciousness, 2D is all plant life, okay? Before there was human life, there was plant life. And all earth forms are 2D consciousness, not just plants, minerals, crystals, anything that belongs to the earth. All earthly body forms, this is 2D consciousness. We, the animated expansion of this 2D consciousness, would be 3D. Us, the animals, everything that is animated life force moving around. All right, so we, the 2D, 3D consciousness, this is why we are stewards of the light. Understand that we are the conduits of light. We are the stewards of the light, right? As the solar flares passes through the more evolved souls, as it passes through those of us who are more evolved souls or consciousness, it amplifies the potency of the light grid activation and opens up more portals of lights, which then creates the shift in time-space reality. So a lot of these shifts that's happening, this is to help explain even why the shifts are happening. We are helping to speed up the planet, right? So when they say, oh, the earth is populated, that's a lie. Don't believe the hype. Okay, the more people that are on the planet, the more conduits of light, the more stewards of light, the more channels of light. So the more the light gets to flow through, process into the earth. So the more this is an electromagnetic currency. We're electromagnetic beings. The earth is electromagnetic. It's all very intrinsic and integrated. All right, this is all part of the one mind consciousness, and this is how we integrate between and within. All right, inter and intra, between and within the planetary grid, right? So as this light comes in and it comes through us, conduits of energy, the more of us that move around, the more it amplifies. The more evolved we become, the more it amplifies. So let's think about it from 2D consciousness, right? So from 2D, supreme greetings to you, Sea Star. I like that. The sea star, and the star of the sea, as in the ocean, the primordial waters, all of that, right? So the information comes through, and let's take it back to 2D consciousness, right? So you have 2D, and as the light is coming through 2D, remember, it's not animated, it's not as evolved as the 3D consciousness. So codes are coming through, but it's coming through a little more slowly. All right, so as it's coming in, Mojiba, peace, love, and light to you. Now I know who I'm talking to. And so you caught me in a live. So this light, energy, and information. Yes, Christ is king. Christ consciousness is king. Don't think you're going to come over here and shake me. I'm going to include you in the mix. Okay? Yeshua of the Christ is a person, but we're talking about the Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is always going to be king, queen, and everything. Let it ring. Okay? So we're not denying none of that. We're all aware of the Christ consciousness. The more evolved souls tap into their Christ consciousness, the super Christ consciousness. That is the Christ that you're looking for. Not someone out of the sky, but someone that is in your eye. Ooh, ooh. Don't let me go down that avenue. I see you. So either way, This energy, 2D consciousness, as it's coming in slow. All right. So it comes in not at, let me not even say slow, not as fast as it would through 3D consciousness. Ashe? So that energy, as it comes through, it is a conduit. 2D consciousness is still transmuting all the light energy that is coming through. It's not at fifth density light back then, but it's coming through. The more it comes through and the more it is channeled, the more it evolves the earth. Hence why eventually this consciousness expands to the 3D consciousness, right? Blessings, blessings, right? Um, Oh, you don't have to believe in anything. This is not the age of the believing. This is the age of the knowing. Okay? This is where the comforter has come in the Aquarian age. God is involved in everything, but that's okay. You can stay wherever you stay, right? And bless you too. Send you lots of love and light. You're a conduit of light too, whether you'd like to admit it or not. So you're just not one of the high speed ones. That's okay. You still transmitting light. So the energy is coming through, the light energy and information is coming through. Once 3D consciousness emerges, it is coming through, it is passing through, right? And as it passes through you, it it speeds up more of the evolution on this earth. It is bringing the light codes. These are the angles of light, the fractals of light that we all are. We're all fractals of light. Ashe, even Yeshua the Christ was a major fractal of light. So, and he was one of the more advanced ones, especially of that time, right? 2,000 years ago, bringing in the Piscean age. But we're not talking about ages, we're talking about the sunlight. So this light energy and information is what comes through. And a lot of our ancient ones knew this. This is why they would put their palms up. These are the portals. In case you guys don't know, your palms are a portal. So when they praise, as people think they praise the sun, but what they were doing were being conduits, good stewards of the light and channeling the light. This is why they were able to even build the pyramids. The pyramids are a replica of them. We are the pyramids, we are the temples. And the temples are another conduit of light and electricity. Look it up. So, and if they built the temple, just like mankind has built cars, and cars are a replica of us, computers are a replica of us. Okay, so too are the temples. So their hands, as they put them up, channeling, this is the light codes they're getting. So when they put up, that's the Ra, that sun. It's not like they're calling sun God, but everything is God. What isn't, right? If God is omnipresent and God is in everything, then what isn't, right? Everything is with God, in God, of God. That is the omnipresence of God. Lift a flint and I am there. Lift a stone and I am there. Lift the pyramids and I am there. So, of course, the sun would be, right, an instrument of God. And so, which is great order of divinity. That's all it is. Okay, there's no big guy in the sky looking at you up top over there. You are the all-seeing eye up in the sky. Ashe? So the light energy comes through, and they are conduits of this light. Our ancient ones was angling this light. This is the Ka. Ka. Ka is the energy of your soul. Okay? Connecting with Ra, the sun. Right? Bringing in the energy and the infusion of the spirit of source, which is the breath of life. Sa. S-A. All right? Study your ancient ones. You will get the answer. Ashe? So, yes, and it's not Egypt, it's Kemet. Kemet is the original name of what they then bastardized and called Egypt, but that's a story for another day. And if, yes, they get the batteries, where you think they got it from? In Kemet, our ancient ones that understood how we have a battery charge. Thank you for saying that, because that reminds me what I am telling you about the sun. So the current, the energy from the sun, the light energy and information from the sun. Information travels through what? The charges as a battery. Okay, the sun also operates as our battery. It's not only our, what did I call it? Not the observer. Transfer of light, energy, and information. Bring it back to me. The server. It's not only the server, it is also our storehouse, our battery charger, right? And just like the battery has plus and minus, negative and positive charges, so too does the sun. And that is how all information is traveled. Just think about the car. Your car can't start without the battery. Information has to travel all through the car. And the information is given through the plus and the minuses from the battery. Information coming into the earth is coming through the sun, right? It's not just there to give us light for us to see. It's coming through the sun, okay? That's the negative and positive charges, which is this positive and negative charge is the plus and minus. It's also synonymous with masculine, feminine energy, not to be confused with gender. I'm speaking of an energy, masculine, feminine energy, right? That equals creative and receptive activity. So that plus charge is known as the masculine energy or the creative activity, the positive charge. The minus is known as the feminine energy and the receptive energy, the minus. Okay, this is what's coming from our galactic center, from Mama Universe, from source in and of itself, through our sun, which is our star of our local solar system, that amplifies everything we need. These are the solar flares. So the solar flares that are coming off of the sun are solar winds that come our way. The solar winds bring us. They may call them solar storms, solar winds. It's just helping us. There's nothing dangerous about it. It is helping to amplify all information that it's coming. It is actually accelerating, amplifying and accelerating the information that is coming from our source. Put it that way. What you may want to call God is source. It is the divine. It is the almighty. There are many names. It is not one name. Whatever you choose to call this higher power, this creator, right? Because it doesn't create, it is creation. It exists as creation. It exists as it is. It is the isness of it all. And through the workings of the universe, we create. We are co-creators with creation itself. And this is what the sun information is giving us. Yes, Sa is the breath of life. All right? It's crazy because they hid this info I learned in elementary as a child. Electrolytes can charge a battery to a certain degree. Let's say, okay, I don't know what the last thing says. It looks like another language, but if you could give me a translation, that would be nice. But yes, it is crazy. They have hid a lot of this information, but if we pay attention, a lot of the times it rings. When I get the download, it's like they were even telling us some of this if we pay attention, right? Some of this is a bit of common sense, electric charges and understanding how information passes. We need the plus and minuses for all information, even for us, even as energy moves through us, even as our blood moves through us, just like the information that moves through and around a neuron. We are like neurons on this earth. And the information that moves in and around a neuron is through plus and minuses. Do your research and you'll see. Look up your biology or psychology, wherever you get it from, and study the neuron. Google the neuron and it will show you exactly how the neuron is. What I'm telling you is from the micro through the macro, from the micro to the macro and back down to the micro. So let me finish what I had about this. I think it was a little bit more left. Yes. So it's to understand that these solar flares, as the solar flares pass through the more evolved souls, as I said, it amplifies the potency of the light grid activation, and it opens up these portals of light that then shift the time-space reality. And that brings us to what's happening now with the time shift and the timeline split that is happening. That is happening because of how many of us are amplifying the light grid. So just as I was saying, from 2D consciousness to 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness, the more of us that become evolved souls, more higher consciousness, then we become stronger conduits of light. We help amplify, we help tether or let's say stabilize the fifth density light. As the fifth density light is coming in, everyone can't handle it. I've spoke on this before. Some people have 3D processors if they're still working with issues, if they still have contraband in their consciousness. And if they have contraband in their consciousness, usually it's playing with the ego. It's the ego's narratives, the old stories in the ego that it doesn't want to let go, whether it's for the individual ego or you're holding it for the collective ego from even past lives, from 4,000 years ago from the age of the ram and 2,000 years ago from the Piscean age. There's a collective imprint that still exists here that if we don't work through, we come here and we pick up that collective consciousness and it becomes a part of our ego's story. And it becomes blockages if we don't take the time to remove it, and it becomes the resistance in our wire, which is the conduit. These are the blocks. And so those are the ones who are still maybe trapped in the 3D shadows. And think about it like a computer. If they have a 3D processor, it's more difficult to process the fifth density light that is coming through. So those of us who have advanced to the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension and even beyond, some people are at a sixth dimensional soul consciousness level, which means they can stream light from beyond the source of what the sun is giving. The sun, what the sun is giving right now and helping us right now is giving mainly fifth density light is what's coming off of it, because the sun evolves as well. We evolve, the sun is evolving as well. We send the information back up that says we're here, and the sun goes, yeah, you're here. Boom, here's the next level of light. Fifth density light. You are at 5D. Once the earth hit fifth dimension, the sun is going to match that, and it's going to give fifth density light. Ashe. Those of you who may be at a 6D consciousness level or more is streaming light from beyond the sun, if that makes sense. Ashe. So you may be getting that, right? Knowing and understanding is power. That's right. I know that. Ashe, ashe. Hey, Tyrone. So let me say, I know I come from these people, and my ego be fighting with the saying, yep, it's crazy. And yeah, and this is why we got to do the work. This is why this Pat, when I made the call out, and some who came in, they came in and we did the work. And I was saying, come on, because it's going to help you stabilize the shift that's happening, especially if you was with us from doing the detox. From the workshop to the detox to right now when we just did the timeline activation over the past few days. It was to help us stabilize these frequencies, because we have things that we need to remove, whatever residue and debris is within the light, within our conduit. And it serves as a blockage and a resistance to the light frequencies. And it is coming, right? So, but it's not to do harm, it's to help with the information that is being brought in. Everything is information. Think about it. If everything is energy, and energy is light and information, then everything is light and everything is information. Every bit of our existence is an exchange of information. That's why we are fractals of light. That's why we are portals of light. We are all simply exchanging information through the planet, through the universe, in the light grid, through Metatron's cube. All of these are means of information being passed from one thing to the next. Ashe? All right, so spirituality, intention, unity, focus, yes, all of this equals change. Ashe. Ashe to that. So there was a last piece I keep getting right. I don't want to read that part again. So it's to understand that this is what's happening with this shift. There are ripples in time right now. There are ripples in time that causes the etheric split, the atmospheric split, and the environmental split. So that means it's affecting everything from the invisible to the visible, right? From the etheric is the very invisible into the atmosphere. Once it gets into the atmosphere, it's a little bit more tangible, but it's not yet visible, right? Because we can't see the atmosphere. It is the energy in the atmosphere. That's the atmospheric level, right? And then in the environmental split, that is when it becomes physical. So from the etheric to the atmosphere to the environmental, there is a split happening on all of these levels. So there is and in the etheric is more in the mind's consciousness. This is where we are splitting timelines. We are shifting timelines within ourselves. And this is where we are shifting from whatever consciousness we were on onto the next level. But the old part of you cannot go. So some of you may be feeling a little bit of this hiccups and, bumps because it can't go with you. It cannot pass checkpoint. Ashe? So this, we have to get rid of these egoic holes, these egoic narratives. And I don't mean big bad ugly ego. I mean the subtle ego that wants to protect us, that gives us a protective story and says, I'm just trying to keep you safe. No, ego, loose me, let me go. I need no protection. I am in the love that lights the truth, and the truth needs no proof. The truth needs no protection. The truth needs no defense. So I'm going to let go, and I'm going to allow myself to shift into the truth of the next timeline, the true time reality. Ashe? So when you release all things, so the best thing you could do is go into your subconscious mind. A lot of people need to do some shadow work. Go into the subconscious mind to remove the resistance out of your conduit, out of your wire. That is what is going to make you stronger as a conduit of light, right? So you are one of the stronger ones that are stabilizing the light, okay? Because it's coming through. So that's the split that's happening, and it's happening at that level in our consciousness. It's happening in an energy, in an atmospheric level, in the energy realm, right, between us and others, meaning in our energetic field. So it's affecting at a mental emotional state. It's affecting relationships. It's affecting a lot of interconnectedness, the interpersonal relationships, right? It's even affecting how we are interacting with the 2D consciousness, right? There's an atmospheric split. And then environmentally, it's going to be very physical. And this speaks to the earth and the geological changes that are going to be happening. You're going to see a lot of earthquakes right now, because just as it's splitting through our consciousness and the atmosphere and the air and all of that, it is splitting in the earth. The earth is moving right beneath a lot of us right now, and we don't even know it, especially if you live near any vault lines. So again, I'm going to say, if you live near anything vault lines, and if your spirit has been telling you to move, do not just sit there and say, I've been thinking about moving. And it's time to actually start packing up and making that commitment and making that change. Follow your spirit, follow your intuition, your intuitive guidance, because it is guiding you. Follow your angels, your angels of light, your ancestors, your celestial hosts, your galactic family, your all that's around you, your higher self, your multidimensional self. Listen to all of this, all of the fractals of light that are speaking to you, your angel numbers that are actually fractals of light coming from your higher self and you in another dimensional time zone. I'm saying we got to get it together, right? Let me see what you say. But I see the keyboard mistakes. It is us, the number 9, which is the ether. Yes, we are the 9 ether beings. So spirit always pulls me in. Yes, please listen to when it pulls you in with all accords. Be in accordance with all higher accords. All right. Did you back twist rewinding up again? Same dread, next level. Yes, it says next level. Yep. Did you back twist? Another same dread. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. If it's about my hair, yes. If it's about my spirit, yes. I did back twist all of that. And it is the next level, right? So this is the download I got fresh in the sun about and it's something I knew about with the solar flares, and I guess spirit has been pressing on me to speak about it. Like, for those of you who are listening to any of this information about the solar flares, about geothermal, this and that, fear not, fret not thyself. This is the way it's supposed to be. It's all intrinsically happening to help with the ascension of the planet. It is the planetary's grid. All the light that's coming, it's energy from the solar flares, information from the solar flares. Every time a solar flare comes, it kind of hits, and then we get those are the things that's kind of hinting at the split. it kind of agitates, but not in a bad way, in a good way. It kind of hits those, especially those of us who are stronger conduits of the light. And then it kind of hits through us. We channel the energy back into the earth. It comes back up again and we send it back out. Right. And it levels up. We send it back out in the atmosphere, and it kind of lets the earth know where we all are. And it shows where there's time for a split, and it kind of agitates the earth a little bit. It agitates us in our own mental, emotional state. All right. And this is why we really have to focus and listen to your body. All right. All it is it's helping you to move. Pay attention to the celestial bodies, they are guiding us. All right. Study the cosmos, know your birth chart. All of this is intrinsic, because your birth chart is your nativity scene. It is the nativity scene of the Christ in you who was born. Right? You are the only begotten son, that Christ consciousness in you. So get to know your nativity scene, your natal chart, and allow it to guide you so you can be a better steward of the light in understanding where the fractals of light are hitting. Because that's what the celestials are showing. At whatever degrees they're at, they too are fractals of light that are hitting us at certain angles and degrees. Why do you think it says degrees? This many degrees, that many degrees. That's letting you know what that fractal of light or information is saying to all of us. Ashe? So that is the information on the fractals of light that I share with you all. It was beautiful sharing this. Remember to like, subscribe, share. If you don't have any comments, put emojis, send that out. Calendars are still coming. Other workshops are coming up. So if this speaks to you and you're looking for the next one, listen out. I'll let you know. We have about 3 mini workshops coming up. And yeah, continue to be those fractals of light, and continue to clear what you need to clear out. Remove all resistance so that you can channel this light. Get out there and get your car, right? Put your cars up. Get your raw light. Take it into the breath of life and just say, Sa. All right? And work with your Sa, Sakem, Sahu. My Kemetic people know what I'm talking about. Ashe? So tune in to tune up, because we always got to go in and up. That's what it's all about. Do the hokey pokey. Turn yourself about. Shake it off. Ashe? With that said, each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out. Be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. To my people of the sun, my God bodies and goddess bodies, peace, love, and light. Ashe.